The war drums of economic conflict are pounding once again, and both Washington and Beijing seem determined to march to the rhythm of escalation. What began as a series of calculated trade policies has now spiraled into a battle of economic attrition, with each side hammering the other with tariffs, restrictions, and regulatory roadblocks. The latest round of Chinese tariffs, reaching as high as 15%, is not just a retaliation, it is a warning shot. Beijing has made it clear that it will not tolerate American pressure, and the response from U.S. officials has been equally combative. The question now is not if the trade war will continue, but how much collateral damage it will inflict before one side blinks. Neither China nor the U.S. has emerged from this economic clash unscathed. While Washington frames its tariffs as a necessary move to protect American industries, the reality is that businesses and consumers are the ones footing the bill. Inflation, supply chain disruptions, and declining trade volumes are the direct consequences of this standoff, yet both sides insist on their righteousness. The Biden administration portrays itself as a defender of fair competition, while Beijing casts Washington as an aggressor bent on stifling China's rise. It is a high-stakes game of economic brinkmanship, and the world is watching closely, knowing that the next move could have global repercussions. The hypocrisy on both sides is glaring. The U.S. accuses China of manipulating markets and engaging in unfair trade practices. Yet, Washington's own economic policies are riddled with protectionism and favoritism. Meanwhile, Beijing denounces American interventionism while aggressively subsidizing its own industries and tightening its grip on critical resources. It is a battle not of principles, but of power, and both governments are willing to sacrifice economic stability to maintain their respective dominance. The latest restrictions on U.S. companies operating in China, including Leidos and General Dynamics Land Systems, prove that Beijing is prepared to play hardball. If Washington escalates further, the consequences could extend far beyond tariffs and trade deficits. This trade war is not about fairness, it is about control. It is about who sets the rules for the future of global commerce and who wields the most influence over emerging industries like artificial intelligence, semiconductors, and green energy. The implications stretch far beyond the borders of these two nations, as their economic policies ripple across financial markets and impact businesses worldwide. The world's two largest economies are locked in a struggle that neither seems willing to end, and every new tariff, restriction, and countermeasure only fuels the fire. Stay with us till the end, as we unravel the high-stakes political maneuvering, the economic fallout, and the brutal realities of this relentless trade war. Hello and welcome back to Innovative Check YouTube channel, where we delve into the innovative and transformative projects changing our world. If you're new to the channel and enjoy learning about innovation stories around the world, you've come to the right place. Please subscribe, like, and comment to help boost our videos on YouTube. China's latest counterstrike in the ongoing trade war with the U.S. underscores the increasingly hostile economic relationship between the two superpowers. Announced by the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Commerce, the new set of retaliatory measures will impose additional tariffs of up to 15% on select U.S. goods beginning March 10th. The move, which targets agricultural products such as corn and soybeans, further escalates tensions and leaves many U.S. businesses scrambling to adjust to the rapidly shifting landscape of global trade. Beijing has also taken aim at U.S. defense contractors, restricting exports to 15 American firms, including Leidos and General Dynamics Land Systems. The decision sends a clear message that China is prepared to match every U.S. move with countermeasures of its own. The latest Chinese tariffs come just as Washington's newest levies on Chinese goods take effect, bringing the total additional duties imposed by the Biden administration in recent weeks to 20%. The White House insists the tariffs are necessary to protect U.S. industries and national security, but Beijing has pushed back strongly, with officials decrying the measures as economic coercion. Lu Qingjin, spokesperson for the third session of the 14th National People's Congress, made it clear that China will not accept pressure or threats from Washington, reinforcing a hardline stance that has become increasingly apparent in recent months. Beijing's response is in line with its strategy following previous rounds of U.S. tariffs. After Washington imposed new duties in February, China responded by hiking tariffs on U.S. energy imports and adding 2 American firms to an unreliable entities list, effectively curbing their ability to operate within the country. Now, with the trade war entering another heated phase, Chinese state media has indicated that Beijing is considering even more aggressive retaliatory actions, including further restrictions on U.S. agricultural imports. The Global Times, a state-backed publication, cited a government source suggesting that China may slap additional duties on American farm products, a move that could prove devastating to U.S. exporters already struggling with declining demand. The impact on U.S. businesses is expected to be significant. According to Allianz Research, agricultural exports to China accounted for approximately $22.3 billion in 2023, making up 1.2% of total U.S. exports to the Asian powerhouse. Oil and gas shipments, valued at $19.3 billion, ranked second, while pharmaceutical exports stood at $15.6 billion. With tariffs now climbing to punitive levels, companies operating in these sectors are bracing for further disruption. Economists warn that the effective tariff rate on Chinese imports into the U.S. is set to surge to 33%, a dramatic increase from the 13% rate in place before President Trump launched his most recent term in office. Just a quick reminder to hit the like button below. YouTube has been restricting my videos a lot recently because of bots, so your like does help out this video massively in terms of the algorithm in YouTube. Trade analysts say that the latest escalation could trigger a fresh wave of economic uncertainty, not only for the US and China, but for global markets as well. RBC Wealth Management's head of investment strategy, Frederique Carrier, noted that the tit-for-tat measures heighten the risk of unintended consequences, particularly for American businesses that rely on Chinese suppliers and customers. Carrier warned that while China may not respond with identical tariff hikes, it is likely to adopt a targeted approach designed to inflict maximum economic discomfort on specific U.S. industries. In the past, Beijing has demonstrated its willingness to leverage economic tools to punish countries it sees as acting against its interests. Washington, however, remains steadfast in its strategy. The Biden administration insists that its tariffs are designed to counter what it sees as unfair Chinese trade practices, particularly in sectors such as artificial intelligence and semiconductor manufacturing. Officials argue that Beijing has long engaged in practices that give its companies an unfair competitive advantage, including state subsidies, intellectual property theft, and forced technology transfers. The U.S. government is now doubling down on efforts to prevent China from gaining dominance in critical industries, with a particular focus on AI and high-end chip production. Recent measures include tightening restrictions on exports of advanced semiconductor technology and pressuring allies such as the Netherlands to limit sales of key chip-making equipment from ASEMLL to Chinese firms. Despite Washington's determination, China has made it clear that it will not back down. The country's leadership has signaled that it is prepared to endure economic pain in order to defend its strategic interests. With tensions mounting, some analysts warn that the trade conflict could spiral into an even broader confrontation, potentially involving additional sectors such as finance, aviation, and rare earth minerals. Given China's dominant position in rare earth production, any move to restrict exports could have serious repercussions for U.S. industries, particularly those reliant on materials used in electronics and defense systems. If you are enjoying this video so far, please don't forget to subscribe, share the video, and comment. The Biden administration has faced criticism from some quarters for its handling of the trade dispute. Critics argue that the tariffs, rather than punishing China, are instead hurting American consumers and businesses by driving up prices and disrupting supply chains. However, administration officials maintain that the measures are necessary to push back against what they describe as Beijing's increasingly aggressive economic policy. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen has emphasized that Washington is open to negotiations but will not hesitate to take tough action if China continues what she calls its unfair trade practices. Meanwhile, U.S. Trade Representative Katherine Tai has defended the administration's approach, arguing that it is aimed at creating a level playing field for American companies. Beijing, for its part, has sought to frame the dispute as an example of U.S. overreach. Chinese officials have repeatedly accused Washington of using economic tools to contain China's rise, a narrative that resonates strongly within the country's political circles. President Xi Jinping has stressed the importance of self-sufficiency, urging domestic firms to reduce their reliance on U.S. technology and supply chains. This push for technological independence has led to increased investment in China's semiconductor industry, with state-backed firms ramping up efforts to develop advanced chip-making capabilities. The government has also encouraged companies to diversify their markets, reducing dependence on American exports. With both sides refusing to back down, the trade war shows no sign of easing. In fact, there are indications that the conflict could escalate further, particularly if Washington introduces new restrictions on Chinese firms, or Beijing moves to impose additional retaliatory measures. As the standoff continues, businesses on both sides of the Pacific are bracing for more uncertainty. The stakes are high, and the consequences of miscalculation could be severe. For now, all eyes remain on the next moves from Washington and Beijing as the world's two largest economies continue their high-stakes economic battle. Thank you for your attention, and I welcome your thoughts and questions on this complex and vital subject. Do you want to watch more videos like this one? If yes, please like and share the video and subscribe to get exclusive videos about how phenomenally China is developing and growing its influence. Your subscriptions and likes motivate us to generate more content, so please keep supporting us. Check out this video showing on your screen right now, and I will see you on the other side.